Unfortunately, social media has so many critiques nowadays. Give a star rating for films without any knowledge about films.
What one thing you would like to change about the film industry?
Well, the only thing
One thing about Prabhas that every superstar must have.
I think is
A series which you've binge watched recently.
well, for me, I think it would be. Hi guys, this is Nitin Mukesh.
And this is Ada Sharma.
You're watching us on Bollywood Hungama.
It's time for me, Nitin Mukesh. Let's see how he fares. Rapid fire with
ऑफिस के लिए एक चाहिए भाई ऑफिस के लिए चाहिए हैशटैग हंगामा
Mine was excellent, I must say. But let's see.
Rapid fire
Hungama.
with Nitin Mukesh. If you were to write a book about yourself, what would you name it?
you can win.
What does Neil mean?
For me, Neil, my spelling means the king, the ruler.
Is it true that Lata Mangeshkar ji named you at the naming ceremony?
Yes, she saw me and she saw me, and she said कि ये तो अंग्रेज का बच्चा दिखता है तो NEEL हिंदू वाला नील नहीं होना चाहिए अंग्रेजों वाला NEIL after Neil Armstrong, and she said that. So
Great.
ever since then, yeah.
Your first reaction when you get any unfair criticism for your movies?
I take it very positively. Only if it's sensible conversation happening by the critic, of course. I want to analyze as to why they think of something that I had worked on differently. So I would definitely want to go back. If I don't think that it matches with my thought process and I am confident about my craft, then I sometimes just brush it off also. But unfortunately, social media has so many critiques nowadays. There's so many self-proclaimed critics who've come and want to give a star rating for films without any knowledge about films. God bless them.
What is your most underrated performance yet, apart from
My most underrated performance till date would I think be Saath Khoon Maaf. Is a film that was very gutsy for a new entrant at that point after making such a big commercial success with New York, having to do a film like Saath Khoon Maaf, where many people were shying away from doing that role, working with Vishal Bhardwaj sir at that point, with Priyanka, and getting that character on screen was not an easy task, because to intimidate on screen with one amputated leg, that whole body language, gaining weight, that demeanor was, yeah.
What one thing you would like to change about the film industry?
Well, the only thing, if I could, I would ever want to change is the whole business aspect of the creative field that we are. It's become too much of a business-dominated, judgmental game out here, unfortunately. For me, filmmaking is a very different space altogether. For me, it's more craft than the numbers behind whether it's a good film or a bad film. Unfortunately, people judge, अरे यार film solid, बहुत बड़ी hit है, तो they say कि अच्छी film होगी. जी नहीं, not necessarily. एक अच्छी film को कभी-कभी मौका नहीं मिलता survive करने के लिए, और उस evaluation वो अगर मैं change कर सकता हूँ, if I can change that maybe.
A film of yours that deserves a sequel?
Johnny Gaddaar, for sure. I think Johnny Gaddaar is definitely one of my most finest performances and also my most loved films. I think it really deserves a brilliant sequel, yeah.
The last lie you told to someone?
Maybe just last night that I told my wife that I'm going to reach home by 3 o'clock, and I got home by about 7 o'clock in the morning because I was stuck in the studio. And unfortunately, in the last couple of days, I haven't been able to spend enough time with my daughter and wife, so they are demanding that attention, and I'm trying to give it, but I'm just trying to buy time.
One thing about Prabhas that every superstar must have?
I think his humility. He's so humble. He's true to the saying that as a tree grows big and starts bearing fruits, it bows down to the earth even more. So I think Prabhas is very synonymous with that saying. He's become so magnanimous a personality and such a mega star, but he's extremely humble in nature, and I think that's how one ideally should be. Should not let it affect you. He doesn't take it seriously.
A series which you've binge watched recently?
Well, for me, I think it would be Game of Thrones. I've seen it yet over and over again. Apart that, maybe Dexter is something that I really like.
You've recreated So Gaya Ye Jahan by Mukesh Saab. Any song of Mukesh ji that you'd like to recreate someday?
Well, of course, there's so many of his songs that I really admire. I would be very scared to do a remake of any of my grandfather's songs. The audience in general would just come and massacre me. But if at all, if I got the opportunity, I'd just get maybe my father only to probably sing would be a song called Jo Tumko Ho Pasand. Yeah.
तुमको हो पसंद, okay. If you could give another shot to any of your films, which one would it be?
Wow, most of them. I think most of the films that are ahead of its time. Most of my films are slightly ahead of its time. Like I think David definitely deserved a lot more than what it got. It was way ahead of its time. Johnny Gaddaar, if it released today in today's time, it would also be a box office thunder. Like in today's time, 100%. Johnny Gaddaar would be a box office thunder. Critic acclaim, of course, it would get even then. Yeah.
It was a fantastic rapid fire, but the other was definitely more rapid and I think shorter. You know, it was quirky in a way. So we'll have to.
I'll get this book when I come.
You'll give it to you.
Thank you. So now we're on even.
Victory
I
stage.
get it. Thank you, Bollywood Hungama. I totally deserved it. Yeah.
Yes, you did.
I think there was.
She rocked. She rocked.
I really did.
She
But if you find me
definitely
feminine in the film, the credit goes to him.
Thank you. Hi guys, this is Nitin Mukesh.
And this is Ada Sharma.
You're watching us on Bollywood Hungama.